Hey everybody, my name is Kate Corcoran. I'm the Associate Director of Athletics here at Cabrini University. First, let me say welcome to all of our new Cabrini University athletics families. One of my main functions on campus is to deal with NCAA compliance and student-athlete eligibility. So to that end, I'm going to do my best to provide some updates in terms of the COVID-19 pandemic and what that means for student-athlete eligibility and intercollegiate athletics. Like most of you, we have been following the COVID-19 pandemic and the effects that it will have on the NCAA intercollegiate seasons for this upcoming academic year. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been following the NCAA Division III landscape very closely. As of today, of the 44 Division III conferences in the country, 43 have postponed or canceled fall sports for this upcoming 2020 season. The NCAA is requiring that 50% of eligible teams for each sport participate in order to conduct NCAA championships in that sport. As a result of conferences postponing or canceling seasons for the fall, on August 5th, the NCAA Division III President's Council announced the cancellation of fall sports for this upcoming year. As conferences look to conduct fall seasons in the spring, the NCAA has made adjustments to the playing seasons legislation. Typically, there are a limited number of weeks designated at specific times of the year to allow seasons to be conducted. This upcoming academic year, playing seasons will now be determined by days and allow for flexibility to run seasons throughout the academic year. The NCAA is also looking at the effects on student-athlete eligibility, and to that end have approved a blanket waiver for this upcoming academic year as it pertains to student-athlete eligibility. In the event teams participate in 50% or less of the maximum allowable dates of competition, student-athletes will not be charged with a year of eligibility. Please note that this waiver is based on competition and not individual student-athlete competition. Within the Atlantic East Conference, we are looking at building schedules for our fall sports seasons in the spring that will comply with this participation waiver. Finally, the NCAA has also approved an extension of eligibility waiver, giving student-athletes 2 full-time semesters to complete their 4 years of athletics eligibility if they are unable to participate in their sport during this upcoming academic year. As things develop within the NCAA, we will continue to work with the student-athletes and coaches as it pertains to student-athlete eligibility.
Hey everyone, this is Orlin, Jespersen, Associate Director of Athletics and Recreation. Just wanted to welcome you all back for this fall and looking forward to getting you in the building. So as we do have a few things that have changed in the last 6 months. So just wanted to make you aware that we are operating under the Pennsylvania guidelines put forth by Governor Wolf. And the key piece of that is that we are requiring masks be worn at all times in the building. So that includes walking around, but also while you're exercising, while you're in practice. So the only time you wouldn't wear a mask is while you are actively swimming. But it is important to recognize that you will be wearing a mask while you work out. So please make sure you kind of ease yourself into those workouts indoors, getting used to wearing a mask while working out so that we don't have any issues or concerns while you're on campus. Obviously, keeping some distance, bring a full water bottle with you. And our recommendation is exercise outdoor as much as you can. Take advantage of that. And if you need to come inside, then we're here for you and we're ready for you to jump in the building and do some workouts. As far as accessing the building, you're going to enter through the main pavilion entrance, stop at the front desk, swipe your ID at the front desk. You must have your ID. We are only allowing students, faculty, and staff to use the facility right now. So we do need you to have your ID and check in so that we can keep an accurate count of how many people are in the building at a time. When you leave the building, you're going to go out through the pool entrance and through those doors so that we can mark you off as exiting, and that way it frees up a spot in the building for someone else if we need to start putting in capacity restrictions. So really important to recognize that the side doors are not available. The card swipes will be disabled. You cannot use those to go in and out. So make sure that you're using the main entrance and the pool exit, and everything will be good. In the building, we do have the fitness center, the pool, and we'll have the Hall of Fame and conference room available. So those are the main activity spaces that we're going to have available for you. Unfortunately, to start, we are not going to have locker rooms or the showers available. The gym and track will not be open for general use. Neither will the group exercise studios or any equipment for checkout. So just keep that in mind as things relax and the situation looks to be getting better, then we'll look to open up those spaces as guidelines allow. Okay. General expectations while you're in the building, please do your part to keep things clean with you or after your use. So we will have some supplies available, whether it's in the Hall of Fame conference room or up in the fitness center, but just make sure you're wiping down your space after you're done. Fitness center, we've always had wipes available. Those will still be available. We will also have a process where our staff will clean up and wipe things down after you as well, so that we're making sure that everything's getting hit and well cleaned. The important piece, though, is that with these guidelines changing pretty frequently, you really need to pay attention to what our staff is telling you, because they're going off of the most recent guidelines and it could change overnight. So hopefully we can get to a place where things are operating a little bit more normally, but until then, just make sure that you're paying attention to what our staff is telling you. Okay. The other piece is there are some spaces that will only be available with coaches when you're doing team practices. The athletic training room is going to have reservations available for your appointments, and we're setting up a reservation system for that. So we should have that up and running within the next week or two, and you can go to the rec.cabrini.edu website to do that. That way they can manage the number of people that are in the space and make sure that we're keeping things cleaned after each use. Okay. And I think that's it. Pretty quickly ran through it, but it gives you a rough idea of a few things to expect. Here are a few spots where you can get more information. Obviously the reservation system. And if you have any questions, please contact me at orlinj@cabrini.edu. Looking forward to seeing you back on campus.
Hello, my name is Rachael Flanders, and I'm the coordinator of athletic training services at Cabrini University. And the Cabrini athletic training staff understands there's been an unsettling time for all of us during this pandemic. In order to help simulate a sense of normalcy that intercollegiate athletics could bring, the athletic training staff has made some changes to our policies and procedures to ensure the safety of its student athletes and athletic staff. Many of these changes might seem drastic or a bit different from our usual operation, but please keep in mind that these are for everyone's safety. The most important aspect of our safety measures is that each staff member and student athlete must do a self-symptom evaluation each day prior to arriving at campus. Those who are experiencing the following COVID-19 related symptoms should not come to campus and should report their symptoms via the procedures outlined by Cabrini University. Symptoms of COVID-19 include fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle and body aches, headache, new loss of sense of smell or taste, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, and diarrhea. Entry to the athletic training room. A face mask or face covering must be worn in order to gain entrance to the Dixon Center and the athletic training room. There should be no vents on your masks, and it must cover your nose and your face. Each person who enters the athletic training room must wash their hands at the sink right to the right of the entrance. There's a 10-person maximum in the athletic training room, which includes athletic training staff and other Cabrini athletic staff. The athletic training room is appointment only until further notice. There will be no walk-in treatments or evaluations unless there is an emergency. Student athletes and staff will be responsible for maintaining appropriate social distancing whenever possible while in the athletic training room. No entry will be allowed for any persons who have tested positive for COVID-19 within the last 14 days or those who have been in contact with an individual who has tested positive within the last 10 days. Those individuals should follow the Cabrini University procedures for quarantine and isolation. There is no entry if you're experiencing any new symptoms of COVID-19, and those individuals should also follow the Cabrini University procedures for reporting symptoms. If an evaluation of an injury is warranted, the student athlete should schedule that with the athletic training staff. Instructions for how to do so will be sent to all student athletes in the coming weeks. Other changes include the fact that no preventative taping will occur. For example, we will not be doing wrist or ankle taping. The student athlete will provide their own ankle braces. If you should have any questions about where to purchase one, please contact the athletic training staff via email. If a student athlete is injured during practice or competition and requires a brace throughout their season, the AT staff will provide one for them. The athletic training staff encourages student athletes to purchase their own foam roller, stretching strap, and plug-in heat pack if they feel that this is something that they would use throughout their respective season. Water and ice. Student athletes will be responsible for providing their own water bottles and its content for all practices and competitions until further notice. If a student athlete arrives at practice without a face mask or face covering and an appropriate water bottle, they will not be allowed to practice that day. Water fountains and ice machines within the Dixon Center are not to be used until further notice. Pre-bagged injury ice will be available for pickup outside the athletic training room throughout the day, and it will not be wrapped on until further notice. The cold whirlpool will be restricted to emergency use only, and the AT staff will make a case-to-case decision about whether or not the cold whirlpool is an appropriate treatment for a certain injury or illness. Personal protective equipment and cleaning procedures. The athletic training staff will be wearing either N95 or KN95 masks like the one that I'm wearing at all times. Face shields will be worn by the staff in addition to masks while on field or on-court practice or game coverage is occurring. Gloves will be worn at all times and will be changed in between contact with each patient. Student athletes will be responsible for sanitizing equipment, meaning tables and other equipment in the athletic training room, and spray and wipes will be provided. We really hope that these changes will be enough to keep our staff and our student athletes safe so that we can try to proceed with practices in a somewhat normal capacity this fall. Once again, my name is Rachael Flanders, and if you should have any further questions regarding athletic training procedures and policies, my contact information can be found on the Cabrini Athletics website. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you're an incoming freshman. My name is Dustin Malandra. I'm the strength and conditioning coach here at Cabrini. I'd like to give you guys kind of an update on how we're going to keep you safe as we lift this year and we train. And then we'll do a quick tour of our room and get you guys going. Number one, our main goal is obviously to maintain our social distancing. So we're going to limit our occupancy this year to 5 to 7 student athletes per session. There's the option or the potential to have Coach Nick, our assistant strength coach, take a group into the fitness center during downtimes in the fitness center. So that's a possibility for us to get 10 to 15 max per hour. If we can't do things like that, we'll be outside as much as we can to continue our social distancing in order to require at least 13 feet of space between us, and masks will be required at all times, whether we're indoors or outdoors. We will also be requiring you guys to clean everything after you've used it. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And we'll have hand sanitizer in 2 separate spots at our entry point and our exit point. Our entry point will always be through the main doors near my office. The exit point will be towards the stairwell down towards the Hall of Fame room. And if you have to use the bathroom, you'll exit through the exit point and you must re-enter through the entry point. We can't come back through the exit point like we've done in the past. You are also going to be required to bring your own water, more for safety as well. And CSI, the cleaning crew, will be here nightly to do a deep clean on the facility. Let's take you guys for a tour so I can show you where everything is. All right, so we've come down the hallway into the strength and conditioning room through the entry point. My office is here. Hand sanitizer right on the door near the entry point. You guys would come in. If you have stuff, put it in the cubbies, and we'll have a quick tour of the room. Excuse the mirror, we're getting that fixed. We'll be utilizing most likely 3 racks max per session to maintain distancing. Our assault bike will be off limits. Cannot have fan bikes or anything with an open fan running. Erg will also be off limits. Paper towels. Coming back down towards the exit point, another hand sanitizer dispenser, another trash can, disinfectant wipes, again, everything will be cleaned: dumbbells, barbells, racks, glute hand machines, stability balls, plyo boxes, foam rollers. If we're doing push-ups or anything on the floor, you will wipe down the floor. And as we finish or use the bathroom, we'll exit through the exit point.
Hi everyone, my name is Patton. I'm the Assistant Director of Athletics at Cabrini, and I oversee the academic progress for all of our student athletes. So some of what I do is meet with student athletes one-on-one. Some of these students may be people that have struggled during the semester and not done as well as they would have liked. Some of them may have trouble adjusting to college, time management, struggling with study skills, or having an advising question that they just don't want to go to their advisor for right away, so they come and pop in and ask me. But in these one-on-one meetings, we do class check-ins. What do you have upcoming in your classes? What grades have you gotten? Any concerns you may have, any concerns I may have. Calculate out your GPA in order to give you an idea of where you may stand at the end of the semester. What does that mean for your athletics eligibility? What does that mean for financial aid, your major, your class progression to other higher level classes? In addition, I work hand in hand with the Center for Student Success, so your Writing Center, Peer Tutors, Disability Resource Center, Math Resource Center. I work with the Center for Career and Professional Development, your Probationary Student Network, so I'm kind of touching base with all of these departments when our students are in need of something that I may not be able to give you right away. I also teach a College 101 section, so for the freshmen on this call, you may have me in class. I may have met some of you already. My section is filled primarily with student athletes, so I gear a lot of the material towards to their needs. I also oversee the pre-registration for athletes. So for the fall students we have on here, that'll come into play in spring 2021 when you go to register for your fall 2021 classes. So that allows you to register 24 hours ahead of the rest of the class and ensure that we have minimal conflicts with your games, with your game schedule. I also work with every single class from freshmen to seniors to transfers, honors students, students who may be on probation. So there really is no limit. You don't have to fall into a certain category to come into my office. You can grab me in the hallway in Dixon. You can grab me on the field when I'm covering your game. It really does not matter. I am available at any point in time, so just come ask when you need help. Don't wait on it. Just a couple of important things I wanted to touch base on for this fall particularly. It's not going to be your traditional college semester. Obviously, we can thank COVID for that. But we have some of your classes are going to be in online format. Some of them are going to be hybrid. Some of them are going to be high flex. And then some of them may be in person. So it's very important that you review your schedule, know how your class is going to be offered, and then ask if you have any questions, concerns throughout the semester or even before classes start. Ask your professor, me, coach, come see anybody in our department. Athletes have a number of resources that are available to them. So it's just important that you guys take advantage of that and not wait on it. Familiarize yourself with Cabrini Learn in Blackboard, since that's how a lot of your professors are communicating with you, as well as check your Cabrini email. Check it every single day. Link it to your phone if you have to. And then for my new students, so transfers, freshmen that are on here, this first semester is going to be the building block for your next 7 semesters or so you have here. Whatever GPA you get this semester, you build on. So it's very important that you do well, you focus on your classes, seek help when needed, and just do the best that you can this semester. For the returners, I missed you guys. I feel like I haven't seen anybody in forever. So I look forward to see you guys on campus soon. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out at any time. See y'all soon.
Hi there, my name's Dr. Colleen Lelli, and I'm a professor in education here at Cabrini. I was newly elected to the position of faculty athletic rep beginning this fall semester. I'm taking over for Dr. Seth Frecci. He is on his newly retired journey, and it's so well-deserved. But I'm here today to talk to you about the different instructional delivery methods that are going to be employed in the fall. So, as you know, we have our traditional face-to-face classes, we have our online classes, we have hybrid classes. And Cabrini has been doing all 3 of those methods pretty well and pretty much across the board in terms of our offerings every semester. In the fall, you're going to see something new called High Flex. So High Flex is when you have a class of 20 and you break them up into 2 groups. So you have your group A and your group B. And let's just say your class was Tuesday, Thursdays at 9:40. On Tuesdays, you meet with your Group A class face-to-face in the classroom, and the Group B is watching remotely, live, and engaging as much as they can within the class community. And then on Thursdays, it reverses. Group A is watching remotely, and Group B is in the classroom. So I wanted to explain that because I'm sure that some of you had some questions about that. And I know that some of you may be very anxious about the ways in which your classes have changed and the modalities switch. So I want you to know that we are here to support you. The athletic staff is here to support you, and I'll be working closely with the athletic staff to ensure that you are able to survive whatever method it may be that you're a little nervous about. So I'm here to help. Again, I'm Dr. Colleen Lelli. If you don't know who I am, please reach out if you have any questions at all, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you. Roll Cavs!
Hi everyone, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. As we gear up to head back to Cabrini's campus in the fall, I wanted to give some important updates regarding some SAC programming that we have been working on as we head into the year. Although we won't be able to hold our traditional events like the Welcome Back Barbecue, our Fall Athletics Speaker, and the always popular Halloween Havoc, we are working to keep our student athletes engaged, educated, and in the Cavalier spirit this fall. In September, athletics will help host their first Common Hour event with the help of SEAL and other organizations on campus. This event will be focused on the importance of voting in the upcoming presidential election. Many of our coaches have collaborated on making this important and educational event happen. Information will be available regarding voter registration, getting to the polls, and more. As student athletes and young adults, you all deserve to have your voices heard, and we want to make that happen. With the help of athletic staff, SAC has also begun planning to potentially create a diversity committee within athletics that is made up of students, coaches, and staff. This group's purpose would be to help address issues internally and plan educational opportunities for the entire Cabrini community. More information will come on this as we move into the fall. Lastly, SAC will be joining with a new NCAA program called the Freshman Experience, a virtual programming series that will educate all of our student athletes, not just our freshmen, on topics like drug use, mental health, sport nutrition, and more. The program will allow students to create their own accounts and attend sessions individually or with their teams. Plenty more information regarding this will be announced as well as we move into the fall. Stay tuned for more updates from myself and the rest of athletics as we work together to navigate this new normal and maintain our best is the standard tradition. I can't wait to have all you guys back soon. See ya.